today is our state's presidential primary day. That's when Democrats and Republicans can weigh in on who they would like to run for office. It also concludes our very first ever early voting.
Our political reporter, Mike Savino, has been out at the polls all day. He's live in Hartford now. Mike, how's it going out there?
Well, Keisha and Mike, it's been pretty slow today. The Secretary of the State says some towns have told her turnout was at 2 to 4% as of midday. But of course, that's to be expected with both of these races really already decided. And election officials say the more important thing has been the chance to test early voting.
Pretty low turnout in general, but I thought it was a resounding success.
By all accounts, Connecticut's first run of early voting was a success. Local election workers got a look at the process last week as part of the primary. And 17,000 people came out during 4 days of early voting. That's out of 1.3 million eligible voters, so officials admit it wasn't an overwhelming test.
It was good in a sense that it was slower, so we could kind of get used to it.
Of course, the Democratic and Republican presidential nominations are already decided. Still, officials say they can now fine-tune the process ahead of November's elections, when polls will be open for 14 days. Secretary of the State Stephanie Thomas has asked for $5 million to help towns. Republican Vincent Candelora says the legislature can lower that amount by shortening the early voting window.
Well, I think it should be truncated. I think having, a 2 weeks of early voting is just too much.
But Thomas says we don't have enough information to know if fewer days will be enough.
The presidential election is typically the highest turnout election in Connecticut, so I think we'll have a very good barometer.
Meanwhile, some people did come out to the polls today. Some voters say they simply think it's important to vote. Others wanted to send a message to their party's candidate.
Democracy always been important to me. My freedom of speech.
I don't like what's going on in Gaza. Women, children, babies, and the United States is just standing by.
Now, again, Thomas is seeking $5 million, but registrars say that they're learning that they actually may need more money than they initially expected. When I talked with the registrar of voters in Middletown today, she said they now likely will need $80,000 for November's election. Live from Hartford, Mike Savino, NBC Connecticut News.